Philip, look out! It's the Mad Cinemists Show!
I wasn't prepared.
No one's prepared.
No. Even when we warned them.
No one. Yeah.
You knew this was coming.
Yes, right. You had plenty of time to get into your shelters.
That's right.
And you didn't do it.
No.
You only have yourself to blame.
And now we're past the red line.
Whoa. Anyways, I'm Scott G.
And I'm Phil D.
And this is the last week of anime.
With a hyphen.
And an MLY.
You know,
it's kind of sad, man, because that's the last time I get to use that joke.
next year.
Next year.
There's always next year, Scott.
Awesome. So I think this is going to be a historic episode. Because we've seen something in this movie that we've been looking for in every other movie we've done and still haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We finally got our suplex, guys.
Oh, and it was a good suplex.
It was a good suplex. Performed by a robot or like a mech.
What's it called? A Boyne's car.
It's Super Boyne's car.
It's the Boyne's car, and the Boyne's car turns into a mech.
Yeah.
With the two drivers in its boobs.
Yep.
And then suplexes an airplane from the sky.
Yeah.
And it was the most satisfying suplex.
Say that again, man, because I don't think people got that.
One more time.
Okay.
In this film, a car driven by two Gwen Stefani's, okay, turns into a robot lady. The drivers are in her boobs, and she suplexes an airplane from the sky
into the ground.
Into the ground. Yeah.
Puts it in the ground.
Boom. Suplex. Robot suplex. It's the robot suplex of our destiny.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the thing that we've wanted in this show. I mean,
since the beginning.
Since the inception.
Yeah.
That's really all that this show's been building up to.
Yeah,
is a goddamn robot suplexing an airplane from the sky.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, man.
And that's why Redline's the best film ever.
That's right. And we are talking about Redline from 2006, done by Studio Madhouse. Easily
Amazing.
one of the greatest animation studios of all time.
Yep.
So I guess let's talk about it.
Okay, I have immediately something to say.
Right.
And it's the first thing that we said when we turned this film on.
This
looks different.
Yeah. Very different.
It's not just like, oh, hey, look, it's a little different. No, this is a whole different world.
A wholly unique animal right here.
Yeah.
And nothing else looks like this movie.
And part of the reason that nothing else looks like this movie is it's done in it's a point in time where everything had moved on.
Yeah.
Everything had moved on to at least using some CGI.
Right.
You know, even some of our favorites, like for instance, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Heavy use of CGI, still amazing hand-drawn. Your name, amazing hand-drawn animation.
Ghibli was using CG by that point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But this, my friends, is a 100% hand-drawn film.
Yeah, it's
every frame.
It's a lot like Ponyo in that sense. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Ponyo does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely no CG. This is all hand drawn. But anyways, as far as like Redline, another reason it's so different is just the style of everything and the uniqueness of each individual character in the worlds that they inhabit.
It's heavy-handed lines. You know, all of it's super thick,
the
broad.
colors are so bright and vibrant.
They
the
pop.
Blacks are actually black.
Super deep.
Oh.
Yeah, and all that it adds to such a rich palette and such a and because it's hand drawn, they take heavy liberties with distorting characters.
Yeah. They definitely use that squash and stretch technique to its honestly take it to its absolute limits
to a point to where it doesn't make sense that this was created hand drawn.
Yeah.
It seems like you would have to manipulate it to get this kind of thing.
At least something.
But no, they accomplished a feat here.
Well, because originally we were thinking that they had to have used at least a little bit of CG to enhance, like
layers and effects. And
but apparently not. You know?
There is zero CGI according to what we've read, and I mean, maybe they're liars, but I don't think so.
If that's the case, they're really good liars, man. Really good liars.
Well, so one common complaint that we've had about anime across the board with newer stuff is the lack of cohesion between layers.
Right.
That doesn't exist here
at all. Those characters fit in these worlds. They literally inhabit those worlds. Mm-hmm. Like, there is nothing detaching them from their backgrounds. And, like, it's fucking beautiful. I love the way that there isn't a single still frame in this movie. Maybe
everything moves
towards the end when they're, like, trying to make a point, and everybody's just kind of standing aghast at, whoa, look at what he did. He won by a pompadour. Mm-hmm. But other than that, man, everything moves. Mm-hmm. Everything moves all the time, and it's fascinating to watch. Yeah.
I saw maybe a couple of scenes in the later part of the film that seemed to do less.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it seemed like they were going, okay, well, we've already shown off so much, but those scenes didn't need a lot. So it was like, for instance, some of the stuff with the president of Robo World.
Oh yeah,
who is awesome.
He is great. He's so fucking. He's on 11. He's on 11 the whole time, man.
Man, Robo World itself is intense. Like the old lady he buys the cigarettes from.
Oh, that's just fucking shaking, man.
If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. Just leave the back on the ground.
Yeah, just set the back on the ground.
Dude,
she gets wild. That dude that gives him, I guess, would be like some kind of food or whatever. Like the weird, like, tentacle dude.
The waiter guy?
Yeah. Oh, no. It's when he first gets to Robo World, and he's trying to buy some kind of supplies. And the guy just kind of throws. He's like, "Hey, man, are you sure the exchange rate is here?" Oh, yeah, more or less.
I think that was he was trying to cash in for for different money for Robo World money.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's why he was talking about the exchange rate.
He took like 4 bills, and then he gave him back 2 bills and 2 bugs.
Yeah. Because bugs are currency on this planet.
And he immediately spent those 2 bills on
cigarettes.
On what, 9 cigarettes?
Yeah. Hey, this pack's already open.
I love it how she flips out and then immediately goes to sleep.
Absolutely.
Jesus. Yeah. So every single character in this has a lot of personality. It's a lot like what we were talking about with Apocalypse Zero. Oh, obviously Apocalypse Zero is a much more scaled down thing, but that whole uniqueness to all the characters. And that's something that I appreciate a lot. No matter what scale the movie is, as long as they have uniqueness to the characters. It's like Tekken King Creed or something,
Yeah.
None of those characters look the same. They're all their own.
They're all
weird
very
little
different.
Thing.
Yeah. So as far as, like, if you've never seen this movie, so basically it's F-Zero the movie.
Yeah. F-Zero, Wipeout, Speed Racer.
Yeah. It's that basic, like, plot progression. Like, here's a racer that's really good. Mm-hmm. And dude, this movie is weirdly parallel to the Speed Racer movie.
Oh, yeah, she's kind of like Trixie.
She's kind of like Trixie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's obviously Speed.
Yeah.
The way the
and
movie
the mechanic's
kind
of like Speed's dad.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, and just in the narrative itself, the way the story is told, is really kind of parallel. There's a lot of parallels between those two movies that are really weird once you think about it.
Huh.
Yeah. But anyway, so saying that, it's a racing movie, but it's like super wild. I mean, this is the biggest race in the Redline is the biggest race in the galaxy, and it's pretty much anything goes.
Yeah.
You can have a car that turns into a mech.
Yeah, there aren't rules.
No, not at all.
That's the weirdest thing about this that's unlike any of the other things, because like Speed Racer and F-Zero and Wipeout and all these ideas, they have rules. You know, they have the idea of like, well, you have a restriction. This is pretty much like, win.
Yep, that's it.
It's almost like
we're gonna drop you from the sky, and you have to get to this point.
Yeah,
go.
It's like Burnout.
Yeah, a lot like Burnout.
Take them all out.
It's like
win.
It's like Mario Kart.
Yeah, totally. Wow, huh?
Right?
Cool. Yeah.
But you know what Mario Kart doesn't have? Suplexing mass. Mario Kart don't have suplexes.
No, I can't say that I've ever seen a suplex in any Mario Kart game. Hey, Nintendo, you're fucking up. Get some suplexes.
Real hard. So anyways, our main character is JP, and his thing is he's really, really good. And he has a badass car, but he doesn't want to put any weapons on it. You know, kind of that idea of like he's kind of a roguish scoundrel, but he's got like standards, man.
Yeah, and well, also there's a whole like he doesn't want to fuck his weight up.
Right.
So he would rather deal with his skill,
having to dodge.
Yeah, and not even having to worry about attacking other people.
Boy, he can dodge. Bob and weave with that car, man.
It's called what, the Corvette 10,000?
No, I thought
30,000.
No, the one he actually drives is like a Trans Am, isn't it?
Yeah, Trans Am. That's what it is. Trans Am 30,000 or something.
Yeah, Trans Am 30,000.
Yeah.
With a big ass wheel in the front.
Yeah, man. It's cool.
It's got a fifth wheel. His car literally has a fifth wheel.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck not?
Well, at the end of it, he needs it.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah, because I mean, it gives him the stability because he pretty much has like an A-frame at the very end of the movie.
Yeah,
and then it gets stripped down. But this is there's basically 2 races in this film.
Yeah,
you know,
and then the rest is just kind of building up the relationship with Sonoshi.
Yeah,
Sonoshi, the girl.
Yeah,
which is really sweet. I love it. I love the romance in this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the flashback moment when she crashes her car and everything.
That's really fucking
great.
poignant. Yeah. I love it when they call back to that when she crashes during Redline.
And she rips the handle off.
She rips the handle off because she's doing everything she can to get back on that road. She is fucking driven. She is probably my favorite character. You know, like I really, really like her arc.
Yeah, because they could have just hammed her up, and instead they fleshed her out enough.
She could have just been a love interest.
Yeah, and she wasn't. She was actually a character, and that's cool.
She was a dangderay.
A dangderay. Man, yeah.
I'm trying to coin that phrase, by the way, guys. Dangderays.
Now, those are the 2 main characters, and now we got to talk about all these side characters here, okay? Because the nature of some of these characters, man,
they're so good.
So I really like Machine Head.
Machine Head's cool. I like him. So he's essentially more, he's essentially more machine than man at this point. He's basically his car.
He fused himself with his car. Yeah,
essentially. Yeah. So
he really likes that Queen song, "I'm in love with my car."
Yeah. That's awesome.
Nobody gonna take my car. What song is that? That's Highway Star.
That's
Highway Star.
That's Highway Star.
I got a bunch of them. Just hold on. This guy can't drive 55.
No, absolutely not.
No.
He's well past 55, especially by the end of the movie.
And he's hell bent for leather.
Nice. But so I was telling you about Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I wish I could remember the name of that specific short film, but the one like Neo Tokyo was this kind of OVA from the 90s. It's like an anthology of short films, and one of them is Machine Head. Yeah, it's just that. Like, it's that for like, 20-30 minutes. Like, the very end specifically, it's just a dude going as hard as he can on a racetrack, finishing but literally catching himself on fire the whole time, and he is his car. So, like, it is Machine Head. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was one of the influences for that character.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool.
Because there's a lot of like, you look at other anime and you can see where certain things were kind of picked, like Sweet JP's JoJo.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You know, JP Joestar. Right.
Hey man, the general of Robo World is Captain Falcon, man.
Oh yeah.
He saw him.
Falcon Punch. But then we have one of the other racers. These are just all the other racers right now. So Lynchman.
You don't want to deal with him.
Nah, he's a bad Mega Man enemy, man.
Yeah. Part of racist Mega Man.
Yeah, part of racist. That's
or he's just a big David Lynch fan.
He's just a big David
I'm
Lynch
man.
He's seen Twin Peaks like
way too many times now. I'm Lynch man.
Let's see. Love it. Trying to save the best for last. So his mechanic dude.
I love that guy. The guy with the 4 arms. Walks around like a spider, kind of.
Yeah, he's pointing anytime you see him get worked up. Like, I didn't see the specific scene that I think we were thinking of, where he's just going crazy with the pointing. But I think it was when he was getting worked up with Phoebe's the engineer type guy who's like in with the mob.
Yeah,
yeah. So that's another plot detail.
Is that his name?
Is like Frankie Phoebe.
What's his name?
Frisbee.
Yeah.
Frisbee.
I was about to say.
Yeah, that's what it is. Frisbee. So yeah, Frisbee is kind of like he's like an engineer. So he comes up with the plans, and then the mechanic guy he builds the car. You know, but he's also kind of a promoter, and he's wrapped up with this mob boss that just can't get enough coke in his teeth.
Yeah. Oh my God. He's always got like his ladies just with their fingers in
just
his mouth.
All in his mouth.
So always trying to talk to you. He's rubbing his gums down. JP better not fuck this one up.
Yeah,
like, so good.
And I love that.
That's part of where that hand animation comes into play so well, because each scene is just distorted and weird, but it still holds together. You know?
Absolutely.
Or if they were trying to go by the strict, way to do it, then those characters would look rigid. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I love like some of the subtleties in this, like specifically during the first race. So the mob guy wants JP to look like he's about to win and then lose. Okay, so he's pretty much fixing races, you know, and that's kind of the main like conflict in the movie, other than Robo World trying to blow everybody up. But there's a scene with Frisbee, and he keeps telling the guy, no, it's cool, don't worry about it, I'm not worried about it, you shouldn't worry about it. And then right before JP rolls his fucking Trans Am, there's a moment where you see his hands kind of clench up.
Just barely.
And it's so subtle, if you blink you'll miss it, but it's that one moment of characterization where he's starting to kind of get worried.
Because he's always cool.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to show it, you know, so he's holding back, and it's, I don't know, it's just like that kind of shit is the stuff that really gets to me, because like, you know, you can have this big wacky crazy insane adventure, you know, but it's those little subtleties, those small little moments that make that like largeness so much better.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So but yeah, so
who else we got?
Let's see who else we got. And I'm sure there's other characters.
Well, which ones were the racers from the final one? That's what I was trying to remember.
That's what I was trying to get.
So it's like Machine Head, there's Lynchman, there's the guy with the red hair that has the side
Shinki.
Yeah.
Shinkia.
Okay.
Shinkia.
That was a weird one.
The little elf-eared dude who
the
gets
one,
the shit kicked out of him
by the guy that gets stronger when he cries, apparently. Like,
yeah. That was funny as shit.
Because he was just like, the only reason you came to Rumble World was to hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and he's just beating the fuck out of this dude.
So good, man.
God.
Lovers spat, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. They used to be together, and that dude's just eating all the food. On
Sonoshi and
Sonoshi's plate.
Sonoshi's plate. Just eating it,
dude.
And then
that was not spaghetti, by the way.
No, those were wiggly green throw up worms, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's not appetizing. And it's funny when he pointed it out, she already had some rolled up. She just looked down and was just like, I can't find a good meal on this planet. I feel you, girl. I feel you. I'd be sad too. But let's see. You had the was Gory Rider, the blue,
the gorilla cop.
Yeah, the gorilla cop dude. And the Superboys.
Superboys. What the fuck is up with
Boy
that?
Boy and Bosbos.
And Bosbos?
And Bosbos.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Yeah, dude.
They're weird. Seriously, it's two Gwen Stefanis, or
That's
like Ooh La La from Space Channel 5.
Yeah.
They're just weird, like
diva-esque. Yeah.
But like that kind of bubbly-headed pop diva, like yeah.
I can make funny faces.
Yeah, really.
They make some funny faces, guys.
See, God,
yeah,
that was great. But they're the ones that with the it's called the Boynes car.
Boynes, yeah.
And they always say it like that, Boynes. Like they have to. Oh man, but the Boynes car,
and they're from the planet. All right,
Supergrass. Yeah, the planet Supergrass. Dude, oh man, yeah, because the like the queen witch of Supergrass comes down, and she's like a little girl that like just comes in with like hearts flying through the sky, and she's like murdering all these.
She's the only one on the planet that's actually allowed to use magic.
Yeah.
So not only is this like a super high octane, like futuristic race space car movie, there's also magic in this universe.
Magic. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anything, it's really
anything goes.
It doesn't matter.
Anything goes.
I love the uniqueness of each of the vehicles.
Absolutely, that's one of the like strongest selling points for this movie. Is every single vehicle is unique and different.
They seem to operate differently. They might use the same fuel. They might have the same basic principles of like.
But all their like, what is it? The nitro,
the boosts.
Yeah, all their boosts.
Yeah,
function.
it is nitros. That's what they're calling them, because he had that gold nitro at the end.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd have to use it this early.
Yeah, and then he turns this fucking Trans Am into a goddamn frisbee and then skips it across the water.
It's fucking amazing. It really is. Yeah, I think it's great that the one crew decided that they're going to take their weird like spider robot and just drill through the ground to another point in the racetrack.
Well, even before that, dude, they were just attached to the back of the
cop.
Of the gorilla cop, dude. They were just hitching a ride through half the fucking race.
It's ridiculous.
But getting back to the boosts, I really like it. When every single time that someone gets a boost, their car does like a little dance.
Yeah.
Right before they just blast the fuck off. It's like it just adds so much personality to the fucking like everything kind of has that.
All the pipes move on the
the exhaust, anytime somebody shoots
fucking...
a rocket, there's kind of a little bit of a stutter and like the nose goes up for a second before it blasts off. I mean, just those little touches of like just personality and everything in this movie.
It's weird, but
it makes it charming as hell, dude.
I don't know if this makes sense, but like there's a lot of platinum style in this movie.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
a
lot of that platinum charm to this. It's a different thing, but Platinum does that same kind of thing with their games, where they like to have everything have this little bit of special nature to it.
A little bit of fun, a little bit of whimsy. And just
Man, like Beautiful Joe is really what I'm thinking of. Which I guess at that point that was Clover, but it's still Platinum, man. It's
still the same guys.
Yeah. So I think I really like the story progression, and I totally see what you mean as far as the parallels to Speed Racer.
Speed Racer,
you know?
yeah.
I guess we haven't done an episode on Speed Racer, have we?
We'll definitely have to do that.
The Wachowski brothers movie. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a hard sell for people that don't like anime.
Yeah.
But if you like anime at all, just watch the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, just give it a shot. You'll see.
Shut up and watch the movie.
Yeah, it's
as we're fond of saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, so what all do you see as far as the parallels? Because, like, for instance,
well, I mean, I pretty much already said most of it. It's really like, so the ending.
Yeah.
When they're just at the finish line and the car's starting like just tearing up, you can tell that everybody's just giving, like, they're all in all of this.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'd have to watch the movie again, but like Speed's like character progression kind of parallels JP in a kind of weird way, and to almost a degree where JP feels like a deconstruction of Speed Racer to some degree.
Like he's Rebel Speed Racer?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
if Speed was like an anti-hero. Yeah, so he's almost like if you took Speed and Racer X and mixed them together.
Kind of, yeah.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to think of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll have to do an episode on Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the that ending, man, when because she has this special nitro, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
but she keeps it on a necklace.
Yeah,
and so does Machine Head. So at the very end, they're the last two, almost about to get to the finish line, and he's like, I see it, and then the Machine Head dude is like, oh yeah, well I'm gonna use my special nitro thing.
I don't need this to win, but this will make it more interesting.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and so she's like, all right, I'll do it too, and he's like, are you gonna really use that thing? And of course, the whole time, the engineer and the
Frisbee,
Frisbee and
the mechanic
flip kind of positions, because before, the whole time Frisbee's going like, yeah, it's cool, it's fine, he'll do whatever, and the mechanic's like, no, you're gonna blow the car up. And this time he's like, fuck it, just
blow it up,
do it.
Yeah, the mechanic blows the car up because so Frisbee had put a bomb in the engine
so that he could throw the race.
So that he would throw the race. And knowing JP, he knew that because this is Redline, he wasn't going to throw the race if he told him about it. So he just put a bomb in his car.
Yeah.
Jackass.
In the back tire well. But it happened to help out it being in the back, because at the very end, they both pop the crazy nitro thing, and they're neck and neck with old Machine Head, and all of the outside is stripped off of the car, so it's like an A-frame at this point,
essentially.
with the center front wheel and then the two back wheels, and that's it. So all the Corvette top and everything
that's
rips
another
off.
thing. I know you haven't seen this, but for anybody that's seen Revolutionary Girl Apocalypse, the feature film, it actually the way that the car tears up. So a little bit of explanation. At the end of Revolutionary Girl Apocalypse, Utena turns into a car, and Anthe drives her.
Whoa!
While being chased by like other like cars. Okay, and like they literally like. The car literally tears itself apart as they're like driving, and by the end, it's just Anthe and Utena on two wheels. So that's it's kind of that same thing in Redline.
There's a
to
lot
some
of
degree.
callbacks. Huh?
Yeah, dude. But then it's just JP and Sonushi.
Yeah.
Like,
and she's in his lap.
Yep. And it's real cute.
Yep. And they're pushing as hard as they can.
Yeah.
And you can tell that Frisbee's freaking out, and then all of a sudden the mechanic just grabs the detonator and boop.
Yeah, because at that point he's drunk as piss.
Yeah, he's so drunk that his nose is pink.
Yeah.
And he's like
And he just
awesome.
he throws his arm around Frisbee and just boop right there.
And it blows up the whole back end of the car.
Yeah.
It destroys everything and propels the two of them into a run.
Yeah.
That they go neck and neck with Machine Head, and to the point where it's right there at the finish line, and JP tilts his head forward and puts his pompadour through the finish line.
And wins by pompadour.
Wins by pompadour.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's good. Yep.
Yeah.
Got to watch that Space Dandy now.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but and then at the very end, Sonoshi and like JP confess their love and they kiss, and it's a really sweet moment, and then terrible garbage text pops up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, and at that point I'm just like, yeah, it's terrible, yeah, it's cheesy, because it just says love.
Yeah,
like by the end,
and it looks like
a stock font.
Yeah, like you opened up After Effects from 1998.
Yeah,
and we're just like, okay, I'll put this at the end of my fucking video that I'm giving to somebody for our wedding fucking invitation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Helen and Dan are getting married.
Yeah.
Love. Like, it looks like that at the end of it. You're
right.
Like, what the fuck? Oh, also,
yeah,
that style shift point. After the very first race, as soon as the very first race is over, there's this section of, I don't know, maybe it's like 10 seconds.
It's not very long.
Where it's completely drawn different. It's this really sketchy, like 100% different style.
Yeah.
Everything looks like pastel colors. It's almost like a Shin-chan
sketchiness,
kind of. Like it's a completely different style.
And the people in it aren't any kind of alien. They're just regular ass people.
You can
tell they're like sitting in a kitchen eating breakfast, like watching TV.
Yep.
And what is it? The one kid who's like swinging his arm behind his head the whole fucking time
with his chopsticks.
Yeah,
in his hand. So he's swinging his chopsticks around. Okay, and then the mom is shoveling food into her face, and then the other kids are doing whatever in the room, and he goes,
hooray! We get to watch idiots kill themselves.
She's like, violence is the only thing that makes me hot anymore. And that's it. That's all it says.
That's it. Do you think they were making a statement?
They just but they did that thing.
It's weird.
That Don't Be a Menace thing. They were like, message. They were like, dude, it's so good.
It's kind of great, and it's weird, and it stands out. Like almost like they were trying to call attention to it because it's the only part of this movie that looks like that.
But if you're not paying attention, you could actually skip.
I didn't remember it
because after the hype
time
of that race, I could see myself being so excited after that race that I'm like, whoa, man, and just passing over this moment and not even caring.
Yeah,
that must have been what happened because this is the first time we've noticed this.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people, even a lot of people that have watched this movie, didn't realize that scene was there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because it is a hype first race. I mean, both the races in this are hype as fuck.
And I like that announcer guy for the second race. It's like the weird chicken.
I'm so tweaked, my teeth itch.
That guy. Yeah, that guy. That's the one. Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's awesome. I like it. I like the other guy. What's he, like a correspondent or something?
He's apparently used to race or some shit like that.
Yeah, he used to race, and he's like kind of co-announcing the race. And when they, what was it? Funky Boy, we can't leave out Funky Boy.
Funky Boy messes the whole day up. Okay. Funky Boy comes out and nobody's
goes
prepared
wild.
For that.
No, it goes wild.
I mean, he's basically like fucking Akira level bioweapon.
Yeah, exactly.
They released that shit on the world. Except it's like this. He can do like mental implosive. Blast and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just makes these radiuses of death
Yeah.
Boom, and they just appear. It's terrible.
It's fucking. Oh man,
dude.
Shouldn't have woke up. Shouldn't have woke up, Funky Boy, man.
You really shouldn't have. I mean,
Funky Boy gets grumpy when you wake him up.
Why he was in that thing?
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing.
I love it when they're trying to open up the thing for Funky Boy. You
know?
Yeah,
like, and they're just banging on it,
and then the car crashes into it. Machine
and that's
Head's car opens it. Is it Machine Head? No, it's Gorilla. It's the Gorilla King.
Yeah, it's the Gorilla Cop.
Gory
Rider.
Gory Rider.
But no, like
I don't want a gorilla cop. Okay, please, Jesus Christ, don't let a gorilla be a cop.
Gorillas shouldn't be cops.
No, it's a bad idea.
But
he was blue too, so he just looked like Beast.
Yeah,
like,
it was just
that's,
Beast
that's
as
the
a
way
cop.
I took him, is just Beast as a cop.
Yeah.
Which still, I mean, Beast is smart. Beast is pretty smart, but he would still rip you to pieces.
Exactly.
You don't want. You also don't want Chewbacca as a cop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just.
He pull everybody's arms off.
Anybody can rip your arms off. That's all I'm getting
that
at.
You don't want as a cop.
Yeah, because he might put the cuffs on real hard. That's all I'm saying. He's trying to do it right, but you got ripped off.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to.
It's an accident.
He's a fucking gorilla.
Yeah. What do you expect? Okay, so getting back to Funky Boy, so that's a plot.
Funky Boy, it's called Funky Boy, man.
I know.
It's hard to even take it seriously every time that all the delegates of Machine World are talking about.
Robo World.
Yeah, Robo World are all talking about, like, oh, Funky Boy is now released.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Oh,
Funky
no,
Boy?
not Funky Boy. It's like, you're saying Funky Boy. But yeah, okay, so to the point I've been trying to make, that's part of the narrative that we haven't touched on is Robo World.
Yeah.
And the reason they don't want Redline, because they don't want Redline to come to their world.
It's illegal. The president has said that he's gonna, destroy anyone that's getting there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they say it's because, we're an advanced species and all we care about is peace and we don't want your vile heathenistic race to come to our world, blah, blah, blah. And of course everybody's just like, fuck it, we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I love it when JP's in the hospital and they're telling him about going to Robo World, and they're all like, it's gonna be on Robo World, what are you gonna do? And then it shows the television and it shows the president being like, we're gonna shoot anyone down that comes into our atmosphere.
Yeah.
We don't want any red
We
line.
will fucking kill every one of you.
You're all gonna be destroyed. And immediately all the people that are there, they're looking at the TV, they look right back at JP and they're like, so it's gonna be on Robo World.
Just didn't care. Needed to get that story. But so the president is pushing this narrative that they don't want him there because they're super violent. We don't approve of that.
Yeah.
But what the real reason is because Funky Boy being a bioweapon, which is apparently illegal in this galaxy.
Yep.
He doesn't want anybody to find out
that
about
they have Funky Boy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
yeah, it's funny that they made a plot behind it.
Yeah.
That actually has some depth.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything works together in this movie,
it does.
Man.
Yeah,
it's a nice tight movie.
Which is where it differs from something like Speed Racer, where it feels like the story in total is just to fulfill itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even in the, Wachowski film, it's hard to say that anything in that story
couldn't have been cut. Like there is
other than just the race.
Yeah, it's a little bloated.
To some degree. But all the side story in this adds to a depth that it doesn't take away from the main thing.
Right.
And it makes you kind of understand.
Well, dude, you're here for the spectacle.
Yeah.
You really are here for the spectacle.
Funky Boy.
And it's
a spectacle.
Tell me about it. But like that little bit of extra depth is, I think, what makes this movie stand out from any other really spectacle film to some degree, because you are getting these hype ass races and really interesting and flamboyant, very strong personality characters, but there's a humanity and a depth to it that's rarely seen.
Absolutely, man.
So
This movie is a success all around, and
Yeah.
I can't believe that this movie destroyed Madhouse.
Yeah,
It
they
doesn't-
literally put themselves into bankruptcy making this film.
I mean, I get it that the production cost of something like this is immense, but
Yeah,
that's just sad.
It
if,
is.
If such an amazing film
mm-hmm.
is what tanked such an amazing studio.
Right.
Because, I mean, I don't know, man. Check out other Madhouse things. They're amazing
They're
all around.
great.
We're not even going to get into that, but
yeah,
I'm sure we'll talk about a couple of them.
yeah, eventually, yeah.
But this one in particular is just a feat.
It's
the best thing that they'd ever done.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's
I'd agree with that.
them flexing as hard as they can
Absolutely.
on the whole deal.
Mhm.
Like, this is an original property. This is, you know, because they've done other people's
Yeah,
properties
yeah,
too.
exactly. Like manga adaptations
Yeah.
and
Original
stuff like that.
property, full animation strength possible.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you know. And I guess I can understand how for such a small studio they'd have to make an amazingly large return just to be able to keep that floating.
Exactly.
You know, and that's super sad because Redline. I'm not saying I'd want a sequel, but I want more
stuff like
this.
That's
Absolutely. Yeah, because
Absolutely.
I don't think this should have a sequel. It's one of those
No.
movies. It's
No.
what it is. No,
It's standalone. You told the story you wanted to move on,
That's
do
right.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And as far as anybody that's into racing, high speed stuff,
oh yeah.
if you don't dislike anime,
Yeah.
if you're into you know some Fast and the Furious, if you're into some
Yeah.
something like that, hell, even if you like anime and you've just never seen this kind of thing, you ever watched Initial D? You ever
Yeah.
do you like that? Do you like I don't know, you play Forza?
Yeah.
You might really like
you
this.
might like this.
Yeah, it's it has a sense of speed that I can't think of anything else.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the biggest successful failure that I could think of in anime.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and I think it so after Madhouse shut down.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
A lot of that same staff went over to do Mappa.
okay,
And Mappa's been doing some pretty good stuff.
okay,
You know, I wouldn't necessarily put any of the stuff that they've done, at least that I've seen, on par with Redline.
Yeah.
I think this was kind of a lightning in the bottle
This
situation.
I don't know if that's going to happen again.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
that's yeah, you're right. It was a moment in time
Yeah.
that's passed. You know,
Yeah.
it was a level of production quality that wouldn't have happened before
and
that
just
amount of time.
had to have been absolute tenacity and love for the project to
Yeah.
get it out, and you can feel it in every single frame.
Totally.
You know,
They care about it. They care about the story. They care about the characters. They care about
Absolutely.
the setting. I love the splash screens. How they have the little cards for everybody
Yeah.
because they're drawn a little bit more like just some anime shit.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Yeah,
those are cool.
man.
Just everything about this movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's
And
my
we wanna
favorite
know-
one out of these movies.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I really do like Your Name. Your Name's amazing.
Your
but
Name
Your Name
is great.
drags. Your Name has some,
Yeah, there's some pretty glaring problems once you start looking at it.
Redline ain't got no problems.
And like Dirty Pair,
yeah,
like
yeah.
was
yeah.
is kind of that same phonetic energy, but it's
Yeah,
not.
totally.
But it was a different time, and this just looks so much cleaner because that movie can within itself kind of get a little messy with the animation. Like
Yeah, I
there are a
agree.
few
Yeah.
times when things just aren't on model,
Uh-huh.
really.
Man, even in Your Name, there were times where we were
yeah.
going like, "Ew, that frame looks shitty."
Exactly.
There's not a frame in Redline that looks shitty.
Not one, dude.
There's not
Not
a frame.
one.
Okay. Except for maybe those like couple of frames in that like 10-second thing.
Yeah, really
That's
weird.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, and
Yeah,
I wouldn't
but
even
that-
say they look shitty.
But
They're
that
just-
was for a message.
it's for a message. Message.
But the absolute best thing in this movie.
Mhm.
Oh, one more thing before I get to that.
Oh.
So there's a moment that I think is really fucking cute.
Yeah.
So Sunashi wrecked her car.
Yeah.
And then JP was like, "No, come with me. We'll win together."
Yeah,
So
totally.
that's really sweet.
Uh-huh.
But there's a moment when she's like, "Hey, you can get in that lane over there. That lane's free." And he's just like, "We won't be able to take it with the speed." And she says something to him, not necessarily this, but it basically breaks down into, quit being a pussy,
and just does it,
and then just like stamps on his feet on the accelerator and is just like, put this pedal fucking down. Like, I'm here to win. Like, and it's just so, it's like, it's that wonderful moment, like, that makes and of course this relationship has been built up so well.
Yeah, and they've
like,
known each other since they were kids. Too.
Yeah, and that is the moment that like kind of solidifies that these two are a fantastic couple because they make each other better.
Yeah.
You know, they are perfectly fine and well-rounded people by themselves, but them together are unfucking stoppable.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful sentiment, you know, and a beautiful way of like exploring that, like that specific scene.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, their relationship shines through every moment, you know.
Absolutely.
I like the way that they do the subtle cues with her every time. Like, she'll see him, and when he's not looking, she'll have that little smile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just little stuff like that. Or, like, when he gives her earring back.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? It's all just real cute stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They handle it well, but they also don't shove it down your throat.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just enough.
Yeah.
The only time they shove it down your throat is with that bad font.
At the very end. and you know
and
what?
it's
By
tongue-in-cheek.
by that time, they've earned it.
Yeah, really.
They can pretty much shove anything they want down my throat at this point. Yes, please give me more.
Oh, man.
But anyways, best part of this whole movie: transforming car, suplexes a plane.
Agreed.
Yep.
That's right. Boings.
Boings, super boings. Yeah. Philip.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Do they intend to violate our airspace using technology that only exists in theory?
That's really it.
That's what the robo planet president said.
Yeah, that's it. And shut up and watch the movie.
It's a great quote. So, guys, check us out on Spotify, Anchor, Facebook. You can email us if you have any suggestions for topics. We are going. You can email us at madcinemist@gmail.com. We are also on YouTube. You know,
Anchor,
Spotify, Facebook. That's it. One of these days, I'm gonna write all this down.
and we're never making a Twitter.
No,
because fuck Twitter.
Yeah, fuck Twitter. So what is it? Next week? What are we doing? What are we doing next week?
You want to do Annihilation Man? Or are we gonna do the dreaded film?
It would be a good test of our mettle, man.
If we do the dreaded film.
We can't be afraid of this movie our entire lives. Eventually, we're going to have to face it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next week, Highlander 2.
Dude, watch your language. This is a family show.
Look, okay, it's out there. They're eventually going to find out about it. Okay.
Right. All right. So,
Highlander
2 next week, guys. See you then.
Go ahead and watch Highlander 1 for us.
Yeah.
So that you can be sad next week with us.
Come in ready to get your hearts broken, guys. It's going to be a rough one.
Next week.
Later, guys.
Bye.